Hello, welcome to Diverse Orange, our weekly conversations about diversity and inclusion right here in Central Florida. My name is Tali Sugizawa, and I'm so happy you're here watching with us. Today, just one announcement. I know last week was tons of announcements, so today just one. I want you to make sure that you got your tickets for our next dining event. We're selling super fast, so I don't want you to go there and we're like all sold out. So we still have a few tickets left. Go to, I think you can see here at the bottom, fusionfest.org/dining and save your seat. Um, Today, our guest is Dr. J, as he wants us to call him, Dr. Jamin Brahmbhatt, and he is a doctor with Orlando Health. I met him a couple of years ago when I was doing Leadership Orlando, and he is just an amazing speaker. I follow him on LinkedIn. He posts there a lot, and he's a great guy. I'm happy he said yes to be a guest in our talk show. One last thing before I go and you for the interview, Alex and I will be doing some lives on Instagram. So if you're not following Fusion Fest Orlando on Instagram yet, please make sure to follow us there. I think maybe like twice a month we will go live and just let you know about all the things that we're doing. We're doing a lot of events and going to a lot of fun stuff that we want you to go with us. So follow us on Instagram. And here's Terry Olson and Dr. J for you today. Bye.
Welcome to our Diverse Orange conversation here on Tuesday afternoon, and we're having as our guest Dr. Brahmbhatt. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys.
So, you are a New Jersey boy, I think.
I am born and raised.
But you have some heritage. Your folks immigrated from India?
Yep, my father came here actually to become a dentist. When they opened up when there was a need for certain healthcare professionals, my dad applied, got in, and he got on the plane the next day and came here, and actually came here with $8 in a small bag. And then he fought his way through the whole system and became a dentist. But that's what opened the doors for us. And then I was here, my mom was here, and I was born here. But my parents did come from India in the late 70s, and I was born in 1981. So you can kind of put the numbers together and see how old I am right now. So,
well, so growing up in Jersey City, were you pretty much in a Indian heritage community?
I would say I was more in my family community. A lot of our extended family also migrated at the same time. So I found myself more spending the weekends at different family events. There were a lot of Indians there, but I don't think I had the engagement. The most engagement I had, I would say, with the Indian community when we went to Mandir. Mandir is a Hindu place of worship. You can also call it a temple. And that was on the weekends when I really, truly saw all the Indian community come together. Otherwise, it was at home with family and studying. So any free moment I had where I wasn't allowed to watch TV, my mom was making me read some books.
And when you were out shopping or somewhere else in the broader community, did you feel that people were thinking you didn't fit in, or were you accepted?
I would say we were fairly openly accepted. I don't remember a time where I felt I was an outlier. I was the victim of bullying in school, but I think back then kids got bullied for several different things. I got bullied for my weight, and I also got bullied for being Indian. But I would say beyond that, I don't think there was a moment in time where I felt different or alone when it came to where I was or where I lived.
And did your family take you back to India?
Yeah, they took me back almost every single year. Actually, my parents, now that they're retired, they actually snowbird to India. So they still live in New Jersey, and when it's cold here, they're in India. But they made sure that we went back every single year if we could. And, that's very expensive, but they still ensured that me and my sister and our family went back to not only see our grandparents, but also attend events that may be going on there, like weddings, but also to kind of keep us, I would say, grounded and kind of always have where they came from in the back of our mind, as we kind of grew up here in America afterwards. So,
Yeah. But with those travels and with the Mandir every week that surrounded you with much of your India tradition, your Hindu tradition. So what you left New Jersey and Jersey City to go to school?
Yep, I went to Boston University. I went there for 8 years for undergraduate school and medical school.
And how was Boston?
Boston was amazing. It was I lived a very, shelters is the wrong word. I think protected is a better word, life, when I lived at home. But when I went to Boston, it was just me, my roommates, and a big new city. And it was definitely a culture shock. It was definitely like, what do I do with myself shock. But I thrived and got into med school and I loved it. I think the 8 years I spent in Boston were the best 8 years of my life. We had a really good time there, getting my education and also exploring life.
And then didn't you live in Tennessee?
Yeah, so after med school, we have a match program where you kind of go for extra training or actually learn how to be a urologist. I'm a urologist here at Orlando Health now. But to get to that point, I did 6 extra years of training. So I did 5 years of residency in Memphis, Tennessee. And then I did an extra 1-year fellowship at University of Florida. And that's what brought me to Florida after all my training.
But you've stayed in Florida.
Yeah. Why would you want to leave? I live where everyone wants to vacation. So I can hear and see the Disney fireworks from where I live. I mean, you can't beat that.
Great. And your wife, is she also of Indian heritage?
My wife is Indian heritage, but her parents did a different migration. They actually migrated to Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. And she was actually born there. And then she did school in Canada. And then we met. And she actually moved in when I was in Memphis, Tennessee. And then we've been married now for over 11 years. So we've been together for a long time.
How does she like Orlando?
She loves it. She loves it. She's like, we ain't moving anywhere else. Like, especially if we go visit my parents in New Jersey now and have to get off at the airport there. She's like, no. We truly do love living where we live. And I have 3 daughters, so they love being able to do so many diverse things and so many things all across the community just to drive away.
And in Central Florida, I think there are several Mandirs.
Mhm.
Was it difficult to find one that you fit in?
No, actually, there are several different Hindu places of worship here. I actually go to the BAPS Sri Swaminarayan Mandir, and we have one here, and there's over 100 centers across the country. And actually, in Atlanta, we actually have an authentic Indian temple. So sometimes we'll make our way to Atlanta. And in New Jersey, we have an authentic Indian temple, but there's going to be something called an Akshardham, which is a Maha Mandir, which is a very large complex dedicated to education on the Indian culture, the Indian heritage, and Indian traditions. So that's the only reason we would really move back to New Jersey. But there's definitely multiple places that I can go to connect with my spirituality, not only here in Central Florida, but across the states.
So what makes one an authentic, as you said, in Atlanta, there's an authentic Mandir?
Well, what makes it authentic is looks like a mandir that you would actually see in India.
Oh, architecturally.
It's actually I mean, all the temples are authentic when it comes to what they're doing, but this one you go and you definitely, I mean, I could send you guys a picture or you can go visit, but it's definitely, mandir means where your mind pauses and it gives you time to reflect, and I can do that here, but when you actually have that structure in front of you, it's a totally different experience.
Do you feel as much an American as you feel related to your Hindu and Indian heritage, which you're trying to keep up?
To be very honest with you, I feel I'm American first. I was born here. I have my roots here, my foundation here. My Indian heritage is important. It's important to preserve. But at the end of the day, when someone asks me what I am, I say I'm American. And when they ask me for the next, I'm like, yes, I'm Indian American. But I would say I do feel proud to be an American, and the Indian only adds to the spice. I couldn't think of any other way to say it, but
Spice is a good word to use for
it is.
Indian.
It is. We do eat a lot of spicy food. Yes, sir.
I don't know if you know, but the Asian Cultural Association is bringing a spice exhibit here in 2023. 1 month will be spices in food, and another month will be spices in healing and medicine. So,
Ooh. And it's interesting you mentioned that. I think India was the first place that spices were made, discovered. And me, as I'm a physician, I'm a surgeon, but I actually, and that this is how it's really awesome to kind of be able to mix my heritage and my background and the science behind medicine. Is I'm a big believer in outside the box non-surgical treatments, so natural medicine. So I'm actually, when I go to India or when I'm reading online, I'm always looking for like natural therapies. Well, obviously natural therapies that work, that have science backed in them. But it's pretty cool to see, and I would love to be a part of that, or at least come, especially for the medical part of it, when it does happen here in Orlando. So that's pretty cool that you guys are bringing that here.
not me, but I'll be glad to connect you with Jasbir Mehta
Mhm.
from the Asian Cultural Association. We just had a diversitastic dining experience, and at the end of January, focusing on Punjab, India, and I didn't think it was spicy, but one of our guests said, "You should really have some things that aren't so spicy."
You know
So,
what's really funny is when I go to a Indian restaurant, or Thai restaurants have the same spice levels. They say, do you want it mild, medium hot, or Indian hot? I'm like, Indian hot? Is that even a real thing? So once I did get the Indian hot version, and my mouth was burning. So I don't think I got the taste buds my parents have. I don't think I inherited those. So
well, Dr. Brahmbhatt, we're very delighted that you are here in our community, and thank you for spicing it up with whatever you bring. Fusion Fest is all about our bringing what we have. We all have a heritage, and as we come together and influence each other, we're more creative and innovative and more spicy. So thank you very much.
yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it, and have a wonderful day.
You bet.